Hello, hello, hello. Just finishing getting the last couple things set up here. Sorry for the little bit delayed, more of a start than intended. Game didn't want to play nice today, but it looks like we're all up and going. Let's get the game cast to you guys. All right, and then let's get it sized properly. You should start to see it showing up pretty soon. Yeah, let's get that sized properly. There we go. Okay, everyone, welcome to first stream in about a week. Sorry for taking a break, life got busy as it does. But we are launching back into streaming with a little bit of Dark Souls, and we're just going to have a good fun time here today. Alright, for those of you who caught the last stream, we had just beat the Gaping Dragon. And we're going to be picking up right there with a little bit of inventory management right here from the get-go. Making sure our souls are all... As you can see, we got a nice little hefty pile of souls here we want to take care of. Please let me know if any of my audio isn't quite balanced or anything like that. It's been a bit. Should have got everything back to where it is, but just want to make sure that we stay on top of those kind of things. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I want to do a little bit of leveling up, mostly because I want to get that to 15, and I want to get this to 25. Ooh, or do I bump my faith up? I'm going to bump my faith up to 10, just to make sure that we can join the Sun Bros Covenant, or the Covenant of the Sun, as soon as possible. It doesn't really have any benefit for us to join it. It is not a covenant that gives a lot of benefits for a Pyromancer, which is kind of what we're playing as. But it is one that's worth something, at least. Okay, the second thing I want to do is actually want to get to the Pyromancer trainer today and level up our Pyromancy Flame a little bit. Maybe get a new spell or something like that. Because we have him now, but I want to be able to use him. The biggest thing is, after that, we did get the key to, I believe it was Blight Town. We're getting used to the Steam controller again. For those of you who've been watching the earlier streams, we're playing this with the Steam controller, which isn't the hardest thing in the world, but it is definitely not the best controller for this kind of game. Yeah, but this is not the right way, but I'm just going to show you later. Maybe not. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Basically, we'll be kind of coming through these sewers and making our way through the gate into the lower parts of Dark Souls. I believe... I'm kind of getting the game worlds mixed up. I believe this is Lordran. So going a little bit further into Lordran. Could be wrong. We will find out. I'm trying to remember the quickest way for us to get back to Firelink. We have this nifty way shrine right here, which is really good for kind of getting to where the Gaping Demon is and some of that lower stuff. I'm trying to remember how to get from here to Firelink. Is there a hidden door anywhere? It's been a while, so the farther we get along in this game, the more my knowledge about it kind of grays. I have beaten this game through all the way before, so we're never going to be going into fully unexplored areas. But we are going to be going into a lot of areas that I haven't played for in a while. Because it's been about 4 years since I played through this game in its entirety. At least 4 years. So anything kind of beyond those last few levels, I don't have a lot of experience with. This isn't a game, unlike Dark Souls 2, I've only beaten this game a couple times. I think what we're going to do is just do a good old-fashioned sidewall mad dash across this area. We don't need to fight any of those slimes, we just need to get back to Firelink Shrine. If I can remember how that is. believe it's somewhere along this way. There were a couple butchers in this area earlier that we have taken care of, so I don't have to worry about them. And yes, this is looking to be the right way. Gotta keep our shield up just because this is Dark Souls, and enemies are always going to be a threat, even for the areas you've been through before. You always want to be a bit careful. Like these dogs, for example. Not the strongest enemy, but, you know, they catch you off guard, and just like anything else, they can be a very dangerous aspect of this game. This isn't a game of you don't need great skill to play Dark Souls. You don't need to kind of come into this game with all of the knowledge of how it works, in my opinion. It's more a game of just willing to be patient and being willing to learn. That's kind of what makes Dark Souls such a good game, and it's such a defining game in terms of its playstyle. Originally there were a couple... I don't know the actual name of them. Most enemies in Dark Souls have some kind of fancy name. I'm not usually going to know them, but there were a couple, I'm just going to call them butchers in here. A bit of pain. I never looked at this chest before. Dark Souls is a game that is really good at making you paranoid about mimics. Mimics, of course, for those of you who aren't familiar with the concept, being chests and items. Fortunately, there is one way in Dark Souls to, for sure, suss out if a chest is a mimic. And it's the Lloyd's Talisman. If you use this item, you will throw it at... got a friend here. At the treasure chest itself. What this will do is, if it's a mimic, it will stun them. Just to hide there. Hello, Rose! How are you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Rose is just popped in the chat there to say hi and that she misses me. Rose is my sister. My wonderful sister, whom I love dearly, who swings by from time to time. How are you doing? Sounds like you're not going to be staying for long, and that's okay. You're welcome to stay as long as you want. Just remember, you're always welcome back. Especially you. It looks like we just had a pop-in for a hi on that one, and that's okay. You know, if you want to just swing in and say a hi, you want to stay, you want to watch for a while, you know, you do whatever you need to do. You're always welcome here. Even if it's just for a quick hi and a takeoff, or whatever you need to do. So I'm trying to go through. I'm not being the most balanced and kind of wise about how I'm handling this. Mostly because I've kind of played through this area enough. I got a feel for the enemies. You always don't want to be overconfident, though. Playing like this, where I'm just kind of walking around, is actually very dangerous. Because where Dark Souls gets you, and the reason why I think it's a difficult game, is it gets you when you're trying too hard. Or not trying hard enough. There's just a certain level of kind of passive focus. If you take this game seriously, and you get really caught up in it, and you keep dying over and over and over again, the game's going to eat you up. That's what it wants you to do. It wants you to hyper-focus. To get really caught up in what's going on. Probably shouldn't have kicked him off. Is he still alive? Yeah, he is. Always want to be careful. You kick someone off the edge like that, it does work good, but then you're going to be facing with... it usually doesn't take them out of the game, so they usually try to sneak up behind you later. The enemies in Dark Souls have a very long follow distance. It might be more or less infinite. I'm not entirely sure, but at least in my personal experience, it always feels like they're a little bit more willing to give you a follow in this game than other ones. Okay. Got a friend over there. Just my camera angle a little bit too. You guys can see. We got the good old flat cap on, my headset, nice red sweater today. It's been a bit cold in my room today. Keep forgetting that I can turn on the heating and I'll just kind of sit here and be a little icy. But that's okay. I like a little bit of a colder climate. Okay, is this the right door? Nope, wrong door. I might be taking the longer way to Firelink. That's okay. It's just a casual playthrough. We aren't doing things here for maximum efficiency and show, do everything perfectly. I'm just here to have a good time. Just a good kind of casual playthrough and kind of impart what I would consider the most important knowledge on how to play Dark Souls. Which is just be patient. This is a good game. You just can't get caught up in things. It thrives off of hyperfixation and frustration. You gotta be relaxed. You gotta just kind of take it slowly. You gotta be willing to dance a little bit to get a feel for how things are. Oh, there's a fireball guy I missed. Where are you? Oh, you're right there. Oh, you're good. Made some cookies. Gonna go eat some dinner now. Hope you're doing good. I am doing wonderful. It's good to hear from you. What kind of cookies did you make? I'm doing really good. Just to mention, if anyone does want to, send a quick message in the chat, please feel free to. There is a bit of a delay. That's okay. I always do what I can to respond to every chat I get. There's a bit of a delay, just so you're aware. Usually about 30 seconds. Now I'm really curious. I think I'm just getting a little bit of popping in and out here from the wonderful Rose. Ah, pumpkin chocolate chip. There it is. That's a good cookie. Oh, do we do the little chocolate chips, or do we got the one old big Hershey Kiss on top? I need to know these things. Fiance also says, well, say hello to him too. I like your fiance. You got a good one there. He's on a short list of people that I know in real life that I think are really good people. So it's a compliment. He's made it up there. Okay, what do I need to do? I want to buy some pyromancies. That's what I'm here for. Hello, Vixen! Heading into work. If you're still streaming when my night quiets down, I'll be back. Well, good luck with work. I hope you have a good time there. Thanks for ooh, actually, I have some of your emotes I can throw back. Oh. Vixen is a fantastic streamer. For those of you who are watching, I do recommend giving her a follow. But yeah, I hope you have a good time at your work shift. I hope things calm and quiet down for you. And if I'm still streaming, I'll probably be streaming for about another hour, an hour and a half at least. So yeah, if you're still streaming, then you're always welcome back. Of course. I really enjoy your streams when I can catch them. Always a good stream. Good luck with your shift. I hope things go well. Stay nice and calm and quiet. Can't guarantee that they will, but I wish they will for you. And the little chocolate chips are actually my favorite kind of pumpkin chocolate chip cookies, Rose. I like the little ones better, just because then you get a little bit of chocolate in every bite. The big Hershey Kiss on top was like one of my favorite ones growing up as a kid. Because then I could eat the chocolate chip off top, but kind of as I've gotten older, I don't like chocolate as much, partially because my wife hates chocolate, and she's rubbed off on me that way. But now I just hit the little chocolate chips throughout them. It's a lot better. Yeah, thank you so much, Vixen. Again, I'll do my best to have a great stream, and I hope work goes well for you. Do what you can to enjoy it.
Oh, the fire. She's stuck keeping that bonfire lit. Sad, really. She's mute and bound to this forsaken place. They probably cut her tongue out back in her village, so that she'd never say any god's name in vain. How do these martyrs keep chugging along? I'd peter out in an instant.
He's so... Oh, I mean... I think his name is Forlorn, which is a really apt description of him, but...
Hmm? What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave.
He's such an interesting character. I mean, he's very down, but still just a genuinely interesting character. These guys have all pieced out still. Oh no, he's still there. The rest of them pieced out, though. I don't like him. He's a bit stuck up. This is the one that we're here for.
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe. As always, if you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy.
Twinsies. He's got matching outfits. Sorry for the dizzying camera spins there. This guy, along with Andre the Blacksmith, are probably my two favorite characters in terms of just genuine nice characters in Dark Souls. Okay, I need
Goodbye.
to check something.
Be safe, friend. Don't
I'll
you
be
dare
back
go
soon.
hollow.
And I'll do my best not to go hollow. I want to check my stats. Okay. I'm currently looking for, I have it somewhere, attunement slots, far right, there it is. Okay, I have one extra attunement slot, and my attunement's at 12. I might be leveling that up sooner than later. Oh, you too, Rose. Thank you for popping
hello
in.
there.
It's always a pleasure
I'm
to
pleased
see
to
you.
see you safe. As always,
Give your fiance a hug from me and
provide the
have him give you a
materials,
hug
I can teach you
from me as
pyromancy.
well. Give each other a hug. Have a good night, enjoy your dinner and your pumpkin cookies. Eat one in my honor. Okay, what do we got here? We got combustion. One of the most basic pyromancies for this reason, the flame thus created is fierce. I believe this one's a very kind of close range, fast kind of offshoot. Fire Orb is phenomenal in terms of a pyromancy. I love to death Fire Orb. At 8,000 souls, it's a bit pricey, but we can probably scrounge that up if we have any hard souls on us. Iron Flesh is... Oh, it's trying to... These are kind of like buffs and debuffs. And while some people know how to really use them in Dark Souls, they're never my strong suit, whether in Dark Souls or any other game, so I tend to avoid them. And then obviously, Fireball, that's the one that I've been using. It's a really good all-around one. But I don't want two of it. The question is, do I go... Ideally, I would have Combustion, Fireball, and Fire Orb. I only have enough attunement for one, but Combustion's not too expensive. What I'm going to see is, we're going to see how many souls I have
Goodbye.
in
Be
hard
safe, friend. Don't you dare go
as
hollow.
it were. And do what we can with that. So we're going to come over to our inventory. Actually, we're going to go to equipment first, and we're going to come to this last slot, and look here, we only have the one. So there's not much of a point in equipping it. If you have multiple, you can equip them to your inventory button and go through them a little bit quicker. We're going to see how many this gives us. Probably won't give us too much. 800, is that enough? Ah, so close, about 250 short. Which you can probably get by doing a nice little jog. We're going to go ahead and get Fire Orb. We are so close to being able to pick it up, and it's really good to kind of have a heavy hit spell on backhand. Particularly with some of the harder bosses, or even, dare I say, if we do get invaded. We're kind of in a unique situation. I'm playing the original Dark Souls, Prepare to Die edition. Not the remastered one, which means that there's not a whole lot of people online, either for help or to invade. And also, just for everyone who's curious, that's just snoring sounds. I know I was talking over, we've walked through it a couple times, it just makes snoring sounds whenever you pass through. What I'm doing now is I'm going to try to find a skeleton friend, kill a couple of them for some extra souls. Maybe stupidly, because these guys aren't an easy... I could have gone for a much easier target, like the hollows, but I think these guys give me a little bit more souls. So that's kind of what my plan is. Especially because these are pretty easy to chain together. Yeah, they give me 50 souls each, so just need a couple more. Got any here? Oh, I know you want to. Yeah, there you go. That's why you gotta be careful. They can hit hard. Not terribly difficult, though, at this point in the game. The thing is, you can access this part, right off the beginning, so it's kind of set up to be a very, I like to think of it as kind of like a tricky area. It's meant to cause some suffering to you when you first play it. This looks like we're gonna have another one. Maybe. Maybe not. Any friends in the graveyard? There's friends in the graveyard. Maybe there are more of you. Hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. Say hello. Ouch, ouch. You are not friends. Not friends at all. Good news is that you're stuck on a tombstone and you're really slow. Giving me plenty of time to drink a little bit of Estus. And that gave us the souls we needed to go pick up Fire Orb. I'm actually going to do a little bit of testing out Fire Orb too, just so I can kind of have it fresh in my mind. The best thing that you can do in this game to get a new spell or ability is do a little bit of blind firing. So when you're not firing at any targets, just kind of shoot it off, get a feel for how it travels, the speed, the angle. Because there are some spells where it's actually best not to lock on targets. And you kind of want to get a feel for that. That's what we're going to do right here. We're going to go ahead and pick up the Fire Orb spell. And
Oh, hello there.
continue from
I'm
there.
pleased to see you safe. As always, if you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy.
I will provide you all the materials that I can. Let's see you. Now we can afford ourselves a lovely Fire Orb.
Goodbye then. Come back.
Sorry to leave you there. I'll try my best not to go hollow, as I know that's what you were going to say. And we're going to attune magic for the first time in game. So as you can see, we have 2 attunement slots. And why is it not? There it is. Okay, so we can select that slot. And we can kind of come down to Fire Orb. You can see that it takes slots 1 for Pyromancy. Now I have 2 spells, so if I switch over to my Pyromancy Flame, always keeping my shield in this hand. Some people will do like weapon in one hand, pyromancy in the other. I don't roll that way. If anything, you'll probably eventually see me put a crossbow or a bow on my offhand if I ever need to aim anything long distance, but I usually don't find that I need to worry about that for a while. Anyway, so now we have Fireball and Fire Orb that I can switch between. Fire Orb, I gotta make sure that we don't hit anyone. Don't want to. Okay, this direction is safe. With Fire Orb, it's a long wind-up, but a stronger blast. You kind of see that blast radius. As opposed to the traditional Fireball, a little bit smaller blast. They look very similar. They are not in damage. We're going to go test that out a little bit on our skeleton friends. But I think you can already see that there's a much bigger blast in Fireball. So first, we're going to go see Fireball. Let's do a little bit of testing. This is what you want to do whenever you're getting a new spell in Dark Souls and you want to be careful. Do a little bit of testing, especially if you're at Firelink Shrine, which is where you are a lot of the times when it comes to getting new spells. Firelink Shrine, you can either go to the hollows, which are a lot more easy to deal with, or you can kind of come down to the skeletons. I come down to the skeletons myself because they're a little bit of a trickier enemy, a little bit harder to fight, so it's enough of a challenge that you get, I feel like, accurate results without it being ridiculously dangerous. So, we're going to let this guy run towards us, he's going to do a jump attack, and we're going to wind up with Fireball. So as you can see, we did 103 damage. Pretty good. We're going to try again on this guy, see, get a feeling. 103 damage, a little bit of knockback. So now we know, okay, that's a good, decent pyromancy spell. We want to test out to see how Fire Orb compares. It's getting us back up the stairs a little bit, that's okay. Hit with Fire Orb immediately, 148. So we know it does more damage, and we also know it has a bigger radius. Didn't quite hit him there. The windup also doesn't feel terribly slower. I believe it is a little bit. You kind of see 148. So at a bare minimum, got a scimitar there. At a bare minimum, we're dealing with almost 50 extra damage. And, more importantly, an extra 6 spells. I tend not to use my pyromancies until we come to bosses, because they can be a really kind of great way to do a good chunk of damage to a boss, to kind of whittle down their health right at the beginning, because they're a little bit safer, but it really depends on the boss. And Fire Orb is not the one that I thought it was. There's another spell, and it might be called, like, Blazing Sun, I think, in hindsight. And I think it's in Dark Souls 2, probably in this one as well, where it's a giant orb of fire that just travels in front of your character. That's what I was thinking it was offhand. It wasn't, but it is still a very good spell. 6 uses with more damage. It's a whole lot more extra oomph that I'm packing around now. Okay. We've tapped out our souls, we've used what we can. It's time to head on to Blight Town. And I'm going to give everyone a little bit of a warning right now. Blight Town... Oh, actually, while we're here, let's go see if we can join the Covenant of the Sun. That was the whole reason we got some points of faith. Sorry, I'm finding a little bit of hiccups right now. Let's go see what we can do about joining the Covenant of Sun first, and then we'll worry about... I want to say it's Blight Town next. Could be wrong. I know which door I need to go through. I will say that, for those who are new to this game, Blight Town is a little bit infamously taxing on a system. It's not Dark Souls 1's finest developed zone, we'll put it that way. And it's just infamously not a well-made zone. It's buggy, for lack of a better word. But we can suffice just fine. I also just realized that I am going about this the longer way. Yeah, we're going to do a shorter way. I think this is the shorter way. This is not the shorter way, oh well. But I believe that this is the shorter way. This game kind of works similar to many other video games, particularly I know a lot of Metroid, or Metromania, is what they call them. Video games where this is kind of the central area that you start to unlock shortcuts back to. So one of those shortcuts that we got is this elevator. It leads us right up to the area where both the blacksmith is and most of the upper levels of the Undead Parish. If there's any reason that we need to go up there. Which we will eventually, because there is an entire Titanite team that we can take on. And we'll be doing it at some point. Okay, from here, I want to go this way. Now, we got some big boys this way, so we're going to want to be a little careful. Yeah, that's exactly what I was waiting for. These guys aren't to be trifled with. They are a pretty heavy-hitting enemy. They can move fast, they got good armor. But just like any enemy in Dark Souls, they have a weak point. Particularly, I find them fairly easy to actually block their attacks. The big thing is you gotta watch for these guys' parlay. Especially the ones with the buckler, which is that. It's when you knock the weapon aside and open them up for, I believe it's pronounced repoussé. Totally could be pronouncing that. I don't speak any French, nor have enough experience in any kind of fencing or HEMA to know correct pronunciations. Originally, these guys are much more of a problem than they are at this point in the game, but, you know, always good to be careful. This game is going to get you the moment that you're cocky. That's how it works. See, now we're going to have this guy here. We got to watch out for those, I believe they're crossbowmen up there. They're fairly easy to dodge. There's only 2 of them. But they're not necessarily something you want to be dodging while you're already worried about the guy that you're fighting. You always kind of want to be careful. It's actually a big thing, too, a lot of people fail to mention when it comes to, like, actual medieval fighting. That a lot of fighting methods are designed less to be what's one-on-one, and more to be either you're fighting a couple people, or it's a group of people fighting a group of people, is the most realistic. the archers got me there, actually. Oh, why aren't my fire bombs equipped? There we go. We want to have our Estus flasks. Nothing worse than accidentally throwing a firebomb when you need to heal. And that's why we're using this nice heavy axe here. Stop. You know, when someone comes up with the shield, a really great way to get through shields in this game, kick. Breaks shield defenses 90% of the time. It's really good effective. I think there's certain enemies it probably won't work on, or bigger enemies. But if these guys breaks through their shield, you have a nice chance to hit them. The other option is, if you have a big weapon like this, you can hit them a couple times. You're going to drain their stamina. When their stamina runs out, just like yours, that shield drops and they're wide open. Just doing a quick little rest at the bonfire. I think the dragon's gone now. But we're going to come this way and see if we can finally... Oh, we can't. We still can't join the Covenant of the Sun. So I think this is the right area. But basically, if someone's in the chat knows, feel free to... But basically, there's a statue, and I believe it's this one, where you come to, and once you have sufficient faith, you can join the Sun Bros. And that faith requirement is originally 25, but drops by 5 every time you kill a boss. Now, I'm actually not sure what enemies count as bosses for this purpose. Is it the victory achieved ones, or is it like specific things like the Gaping Dragon, which is kind of what I consider one of the first real bosses in terms of kind of how Dark Souls feels. I'm sure someone disagrees with me, but both the Taurus Demon and the Capra Demon that you have to fight earlier just don't really have, like, they're hard, but they're not quite what I would consider these, like, super difficult boss fights. There's a definite sense of... Oh, dragon is not gone. Should have seen that coming. Now he's gonna fly away. You know, I swear that the dragon use... It's 2,000 souls there, and a humanity. It's bullcrap in my opinion, but we're gonna see if we can get the dragon to appear and then disappear. Now that we know he does reappear. I could have sworn he only ever appeared once, but maybe they patched that since. We're gonna do a quick little dive down here just to be safe. Yeah, we're gonna cheat down to this much safer bonfire down here, where we'll restore our humanity and kind of continue our trek back onto Blight Town. Now, if I'm doing a little bit of math or memory from my head, I don't want to go that way because it's a very long walk of trek. I think that is the best way to go. Through the door there. And there's got to be a quicker way. I'm trying to remember all the old shortcuts. This is why you don't take breaks from video games for a week. When you come to play again, you've entirely forgotten. Oh, careful. You've entirely forgotten where all the shortcuts are. Okay. I remember. We need to go this way. We need to go through the splashing tunnel. That's going to be the easiest way. I don't know if it's going to be the quickest way, but it's going to be the easiest way. It takes us through the least number of enemies that I'm capable of fighting. where all these guys are just nice little one-hit enemies. Makes it a little bit of a breeze to get through. Turns a bad day, a little bit of adventure, into just a soul farming experience. I think that's actually a really good thing to point out about Dark Souls 2, is don't take a death as reason to get sad. Take it as a chance to farm some souls. Okay, here's the splash tunnel. Take a nice little run down the splash tunnel. Always a good place to go. Pass Mr. Salad Fingers. Or Miss. I actually should not assume this person's gender. My mind just thinks they look like a mister. Should never assume though. So we're gonna stop guessing their pronouns, because that's not something you should do. Hey Bowman. Bye Bowman. Oh, that's a question. Archer. I was trying to think, I'm like, because Bowman is a common other phrase for archer, but I think archer is the gender neutral term. There's a bit of an adventure there. Hello. Yep. See, I'm on to you guys. I know your ambush methods. They only worked the first time, but I do really appreciate you trying them over and over again. Hello, goodbye. Okay, now let's see. Some boxes. We are gonna have to deal with Danger Tunnel again. Oh, except we can actually cheat right here. Oh, you can friend. We're gonna cheat right here, though. So you don't have to deal with all of the dogs, which are particularly one of the enemies that I struggle with. Drink Nessus Potion. I don't want to deal too much with the dogs. They can be very, very dangerous. Hi. Hi. Okay. Let's see. Flame? That is not a safe way to handle fire. Fling it around, it's just like if you've ever had a conversation with kids around a campfire and they got a flaming marshmallow on that stick. Don't throw it around. You throw that around, the marshmallow's gonna fly off, and melted flaming sugar is not good for anyone involved. Same applies to starbursts. That was a bad idea. Off, come on. On. Okay. That was luck. And we're gonna take advantage of that and rest at this bonfire. I made almost a bad mistake running through there. I thought that they were all kind of in the middle, so if I ran along the edge, we would have been safe. I was not right about that. Okay. Hello? There we go. Let's climb on down this ladder. What's going on. Yeah, this is the place I want to be. That sludge, these sludges, they are not really worth fighting, to be entirely honest. You don't do a lot of damage with them with traditional weapons. So I really basically, if I wanted to fight them, I'd have to kind of waste fireball, which I really don't want to do. But here is where we need to go. Blight Town. Oh, Blight Town. It has been a while. Nice change of color scheme. Go from nice, everything's nice and brown, to green, dreary, sludgy. Oh, do I have to jump down? No, there's a ladder over here. Again, we're kind of hitting that. I've been through this area a couple times, but this area is just not. It's been a while, and this is not my strong suit in this area. Just walking around the edge, kind of carefully looking for anything odd, any traps. And we're gonna test out the ladder. This is actually the only kind of area in the stream that I'm worried about kind of stream quality. So I'm going to apologize in advance if there's any kind of stream tearing, any non-ideal. Here's also something interesting. Just noticed this. We have a metal ladder connected to a wooden one, where the metal ladder has kind of rusted and broken off. There's like these little teeny game design mechanics that Dark Souls has decided to do in terms of level design that are just perfect. And I love them for it. Okay. Heading down this way. Smashing those. This is where things get tricky. You can see already, this isn't a boss. This is just a normal how do you do guy. He can sure swing hard. More importantly, he can hit hard, and I really don't want to get knocked off the edge. But it's okay. Take him out, drink an Estus. Play it safe. Get a dung pie. Those are used to do a massive amount of poison damage. And we're gonna have to be very careful, and this is kind of why I wanted another pyromancy skill. It can be a much safer thing to stand back with a pyromancy flame and just to do a little bit of damage from a distance rather than doing it up front. We want to just give yourself a bit of breathing room when it comes to the enemies. And if you ever see me kind of looking this way when I'm talking, that's just because this is where my chat is located. So it's all kind of in this corner. This is me kind of looking at chat, me looking at you guys when I'm kind of looking and gesturing this way. I currently have chat up on my phone because it's the easiest way for me to both have the game on my computer with one monitor and be able to pay attention to chat. Okay. Let's take a look this way, see what's going on. Smashing. There we go. He a big boy. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of pyromancy flames for these guys. I don't know what he's doing. I don't like it. It's just a creepy sound. Not do as much damage as I hoped. Okay, so I gotta be careful with these pyromancy flames. They are got a really slow wind up. He can move faster than I thought. So what I'm going to do is try to get behind him. See if we can do a backstab on this guy. He kind of explodes like that, which makes me think these might not be respawning enemies. But I don't want to bet my money on it. You know, you just want to be careful with these kind of things. Okay, he's going to do a little bit of a swing. It's okay. And we're going to let him do his those enemies where they're big and slow, and you want to take advantage of that. It's a heavy attack like that, it's pretty easy to avoid compared to a lot of attacks. But you always want to be careful even with big guys like this, because if there's one thing that Dark Souls loves, it's giving... There is a backstab. Let's go find this one spot. Dark Souls loves to give guys like this 1 or 2 quick attacks. Particularly a quick attack with like a light stun. Okay, so they got taking care of some big boys. Now we got one of these people. That's an interesting one. Very easy to stun. Fast. And hits well. Still fairly reasonable to handle. It's kind of a good sign that you're going the right direction in Dark Souls, is if you feel like the enemies are challenging, but not... You can kind of tell, because Dark Souls does have a fairly open aesthetic, where you can go to certain areas too early, or kind of various situations like that, especially if you have certain items like the Master Key. But it does really depend. Bonfire. That's a intriguing weapon, but I don't want to see what it can do. Is it? Oh, it's a person. He's holding a person. Oh, it's poison arrows. I don't know if you can see that. Trying to stay out of poison arrow range, because poison is... Poison's not going to be a good thing for me. You can kind of see it building up. The swamp robes provide decent protection against stuff like that. Part of the reason why I like being a pyromancer. I want to see if I can figure out where that archer is coming from. Oh, not an archer. Got Blow Dart guy. I'm trying to take this guy out with chain strikes, because I didn't think there was another one behind me. Oh my goodness, these guys are climbing. And I didn't dodge fast enough. That could be a problem. We're going to do a run this way. Try to create a little bit of distance and then kind of flip around with the shield. Good. We're far enough away that we can drink the Estus flask. I'm going to try to get both guys general swing of in front of me. I didn't manage to. I just want to be careful. While we do have that stun, we don't want to push our luck. And right there was very much pushing my luck. Okay. So there was a whole bunch of people that kind of came up from this area. There's a ladder right there, though. What I'm looking for is some kind of bonfire. There's items over there. I don't quite want to risk pushing that way. I'm going to see if this way looks arguably a little bit safer. I doubt it's going to be. This is Dark Souls. It doesn't feel safe. Although it does arguably have safer areas. Getting low on Estus, though. We got someone coming. Don't know where he's gonna be coming from. but I saw him move. There he is. I don't see a friend coming, so we're gonna just take that as a chance to take him out. Let our stamina recover. It's kind of a careful, one at a time situation. You know, that's the best that we can do in this game. Be careful, calm, keep an eye on what's going on. Try to walk along this ledge here. You know, is that ground below me that I can see if it is? Is this item? Oh! We'll have to take a look to see if that armor's any better than what we're currently using. Okay. Just being extra careful. This area gets really confusing. Lots of paths hither and thither, as the old saying goes. Drop here. Always glad to get a little Soul of Proud Knight or anything like that. Always want to keep an eye out for an ambush. Especially because I can hear him, but I can't see him. There's lots of ledges in here that I can fall off of. It's not a good place to get ambushed. Oh, I can still hear him. Boy, can I hear him. We're gonna try to grab this guy. This might be a bad idea. Okay, we got it, and we're still okay. Ain't nothing bad happened yet. I think we're gonna climb up here. Could've gone real bad. We're gonna give this guy a couple good hits. Especially if he can fall off the edge there. I'm gonna let him work his way towards the ladder, or I try to find where any others might be coming from, because if I'm right, we're gonna have even more friends here soon. Yeah. You can see him moving in the background, trying to path to me. And that's exactly what I'm waiting for, is just ambushes, drops, anything that this game can throw at me to catch me off guard, because it will throw it at you. That's how Dark Souls works. It wants to catch you by surprise. Again, it's trying to get you frustrated. None of these enemies are particularly hard to defeat by themselves, but if they get into your head and you're overthinking it, that's when it gets tricky. Okay. I think this is the right way to go then. Survive the drop down here. Someone's shooting arrows. I'm just looking this way for a little bit of extra safety. Oh! That's what I was looking for. That first resting bonfire. However, I'm going to do a bit of cheeky exploring before I rest, just to see what's over here, kind of see what's going on. Okay. And I kind of have two options, and I think the option I'm going to is a safer one and actually rest. Yeah, we're gonna rest. I'm actually gonna take a very small little break here. Just because I'm getting a little bit thirsty, I want to grab a bottle of water. So I'm gonna do a light little pause at this bonfire. Should be safe to rest here. And we're just going to do a light little quick pause. I will be back soon. Love you all. Hello everyone, I'm back. Let's get this back onto the live screen. There we go. Hi. Sorry for the brief pause there. I got my water. We're good to go. Once I get the nice little point system, we'll definitely be putting a hydrant option up for all of that. But in the meantime, let's get the back into the stream. Okay. Oh, there we go. Everything still looks good. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick little look, because we do have enough to level up. And I do think it'd be wise to put... Oh, part of me wants to bump that up to 15, just because even numbers, I'm going to do that. It does increase my damage a little bit, but... That wasn't necessarily a wise decision as much as it was. That was a number I could get to a good round, even-ish one quicker than anything else. Okay. So, now we're going to continue into... Actually, let's do a little bit of a reset. There's usually enough of a safe area around the bonfire. I'm going to take a look to see if the armor we just got is any better than the armor we have. Because these are pretty much set in stone, and I doubt we're going to find a better shield than the wooden shield. Just because stat-wise, like you can see, like, the damage reduction. What it does that most shields don't is just a very well-rounded damage reduction. Like, obviously, this has better physical and fire, but you lose magic and lightning. This has just got a good mix. Especially for the weight. 1.5 is very hard to beat. Almost anything else at that weight, you're going to significantly lose resistance. So we're going to probably keep the wooden shield. Also, it's got a dragon painted on the front. Who doesn't like a dragon? Or I should look at the camera. Who doesn't like a dragon? Anyway. Let's take a look, and keeping the gargoyle tail axe, because this is treating us well, let's take a look at our armor. Toggling display. The shadow armor is the stuff we just got. Ooh, that's what I want to see. Okay. So, physical defense goes up, but we lose a lot of magic and fire. Durability is a bit of a moot point for me. Bleed resistance jumps up, poison resistance drops, and curse resistance drops. I don't think that's enough of a change to dictate changing. I should look at some of the other things too. Yeah, none of those are better. Mostly it's not even better in terms of weight. Sticking with that for now. What about here? Okay. Much more of a noticeable difference. But yet again, we're losing that curse resistance, and we're losing magic, fire, and... we're really losing fire. Poison and curse. You know, I just don't think it's worth changing out of these, to be honest. So we're going to hold on to them for a little bit longer, but we're going to put some things in the box for a bit. Bottomless box. Got lots of shinies here, which I can't wait to use. Okay, let's take care of any of these items we don't need real quick. Just so that when I'm looking at my inventory, it's very clear what's going on. I believe there's a way to sell these later, but nothing comes to mind offhand. What are the weight of these? Eventually I want to be able to equip one of these. We'll see though. For now, we'll put both in the box. Buckler. I often use the buckler for other builds that I like to play as. Just because it is a very good one to have. Let's put the nice standard armor in there. Oh, no, we're wearing those. The shadow is what I wanted to put in there. I believe that might be the armor actually worn by the assassin. Which is why it's so familiar to me. I don't normally play assassin or anything like that, but I've been at the character creation stream many a time. Okay. Inventory management done. Ooh, I don't have this bonfire, it's not kindled. Oh, I do want to fix that. Do I have a lone humanity I can use? it's not worth wasting a twin to kindle the bonfire. Not to dangle a juicy extra humanity out for danger like that. Okay. Well, let's just take a light little go around. Carefully wandering this way. Again, I kind of poked my nose around here. But I'm going to do a lot more of a thorough review now. Yeah, because I figured, I didn't think I went down here. That's what I thought we were going to see. Are those two going to start climbing the ladder? That's what I wanted. Okay. If we time this right, we'll be able to basically have a little bit of fun right here at the top. Choke points. Nice. You got one little hit on me, and that's okay. We'll let it sit for now. Don't know exactly what's down here, or if this is even the way I need to go. That's the thing about Blighttown that I think I hate the most, is everything is so... It's all chaotic, but in the same way. So it's very easy to kind of lose what's going on. So it all looks the same. I don't know if that was worth wandering out. I don't think that was worth the risk of wandering out here. It didn't seem to be a big risk in the end. But if I had known what that would have been, I don't think I would have risked it. I'm not going to use that enough. So help me, this is just another moss. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is not fun. Oh, seriously? I have an idea. This is Dark Souls Development 101 for you. You know those dogs that we had that were really hard? Let's make them a little bit smaller but breathe fire. I'm sure players will love that. Really cool concept, actually. But, man, I'm actually really glad. That just encourages me all the more to not give up the Pyromancer garb yet. Oh, this place looks like it can be a very bad decision. That was worth it, though. Humanity is always worth it. Both in-game and real life, humanity's always worth it. Even though we can be terrible sometimes. Okay. Look at some of the scenery here, man. Like, I know this is all like haphazard, jagged wood. It just has such a cool kind of aesthetic, like all this scattered, collapsing wood on the bones of these just massive ancient ruins. I have to walk back. I do have to walk back across this. Some of you may notice that I'm holding my shield up. It is actually not because of the defense right now. A little pro gamer tip, holding your shield up makes you move slower. So it can actually be a really good way to get over tricky spots like that, because it forces your character to just walk a little bit slower, take it kind of step by step, not rush things as much. Okay. Checking that place off, I'm going to give it a little rest. I'm actually going to do one more. I'm going to use that one lone humanity we got to kindle this fire. Now, some people might be saying they don't need to kindle every bonfire, and that's probably true. It's a bit of an expensive thing to do. But I haven't been finding that we have any shortness of humanity in this game. You know, we can always go back to the rats and farm it up a bit. Rats have a decent drop chance for it. There's probably other creatures that do too, but the rats come to mind, and I know where they are. A guy shooting darts. Oh man, those were so much faster than arrows. And like that. That is what I call some grade A suppressive fire. Toxic, that's what I was hoping to avoid. We're gonna let him glitch out a little bit and see if this area is safe from the darts. It's not. You drinking Estes? That toxic is gonna just eat through. That's what you want to avoid. There's that little bar there. Eating through my health. We're gonna do this. We're gonna kind of step just out of the way. Take this guy out. And just try to find a little bit of a safe haven to let that toxicity work its way out of my system. Okay. Might be under this one. Toxic, not poisoned. I'm just gonna be draining through Estes flasks, apparently. Do I have to go back and rest of the... That's the question. Do I go back and rest at the bonfire? Or I'm just gonna be draining a whole lot of Estes, waiting for this toxic to wear off. I don't know what else to do. Poison and toxic. There we go. That's okay. We lost a whole bunch of Estes. We've learned something. And that's an important part about Dark Souls. Oh, that thing looks lovely. Straight out of Lovecraft there. Tell these guys are behind Bloodborne. They love themselves some Lovecraft inspiration time to time. Okay. Let's keep on There's soul fragment. You're getting lots of souls. That's a good thing in my opinion. You can hear all of these guys right here though. However, again, choke points. Ladders are your friend in this game. Ladders, narrow hallways, anything that can be used against your enemy. Wow, that did not want to lock on. It's trying to like lock onto things down there. Okay. Let's see what's a bit more of a feature walk here. I know your type. So there's that thing. Okay, what's this way? Ambush. Let him lunge forward. Just want to avoid that attack because that's a whole lot of damage. It does let us get to this friend. Ooh, with the eagle shield. We'll have to see if that's any better than our nice little wooden shield here. Still got that very Lovecraftian thing there. ladder here, but this is where I came from. So maybe I have to go back up. Is it a different way down? Is that it? I take it? Looks like a way this way. And I can drop down that way. I don't necessarily want to drop down that way. Again, this is part of the reason why I dislike Blight Town a little bit. Trying to figure out where you need to go. Getting stuck on the ladder. That worked out much better than I expected it to be. I kind of had a moment thinking that it was going to be the end. Pulled through just fine. Pulled through just fine indeed. Okay, there's a ladder over here. And I have 3 Estus flasks. I'm not missing a lot of health. This is like always that spot where I'm missing just enough health that I would use an Estus flask, but being that I'm running a little bit low, I'm going to wait and try to conserve them. What's this guy? That's a little bit of revenge. And we got some more purple moss from him. Okay. Oh boy. This looks like it could be bad. Oh, actually, this is familiar. Something I recognize. I think you're entering the same sister place that we actually got here from. Do we have any, like, light healing items? I might have a light healing item. No, there's quite a few little light, like, this gives you a bit of a boost to health items in Dark Souls 2. I don't think there's nearly as many, if any, in Dark Souls 1. That's a fog door. We're gonna keep on going down. That, I know what that is, and I have a feeling that it's going to be a very bad idea to fight it this direction. So what we're going to do is get cheeky with some fire magic. I have a feeling that's where we need to go, with beyond a shadow of a doubt. But it's right. This is when I show how blind I am. I gotta go get him real close. Okay. He's like right there. Let's see if we can find a platform that leads pretty close to him. Without, putting yourself in harm's way too much. The other thing is, if you just kind of take, again, Dark Souls, I've said it before and I'll say it again, you want to take it slowly. So there we can see it. The question is, can I hit it? Which I can. Ooh, no, that's not the way I wanted it to. I don't think it did any damage. Does anyone see help on this thing? I noticed this. Maybe we can find. Oh, it's a big boy. And a little one. And dead. That's okay. Dark Souls is not meant to be a game that you play through without dying. It's a game that challenges you, it teaches you, you grow and learn. That's what Dark Souls is about. Growing and learning. Okay, reverse hollowing. There's a couple different things that we're definitely going to do differently this time around. I think I only have the big twin humanities. I don't want to swing by the blacksmith again. There's not any good way to do that. Oh, also, again, I'm going to apologize. There's going to be some kind of frame drops in like this forum. I just died again. I'm glad we didn't do this again. And it's like 3,000 souls, but that's okay. It's always okay. I have a lot of crystal souls. Hard souls, whatever you want to call them, that we can fall back on. Okay. Smash some pots, get a little bit of frustration out. But I want to try to improve any of my weapons and armor. More importantly, I am going to say this, I think we're going to double down on the swamp robes and actually do some improving on them. Just because the way that we currently are, it's a good roll, they got good protection. I really don't think we need much more from them right now. Got a decent bit of Titanite. I do think that I am going to actually... Oh, that's a dangerous place. It's not where I want to go. We are going to kind of... Oh, I can't remember where I came from. We're just going to continue on. Continue on nice and slowly. Not get rash. Let dog have his flame breath. I think the flame dogs are a little bit easier to handle than the big ones. Got into my own head. We're gonna run through here. This toxic guy already gone? He might be gone. He might have been a one and done guy. Ooh, good dodge. That's what I'm talking about. You guys are learning so much. That's why a sweeping weapon is awesome. Learn the sweep. Quite literally, take out two birds with one stone. I am getting really overconfident. I'm going to call myself out on that right now. But it's because I don't really have anything to lose, and I'm kind of know the area enough that I don't feel like I'm being too overconfident per se. I wonder... not quite close enough. I was going to say, like, I want... Ooh, maybe. We are going to try something. Of those, but I really should do more. They are a substantial amount of damage. I just take a little bit of patience to line up, and I haven't been brimming with that as much as I need to be for Dark Souls. Because as I mentioned, this game is more of a trial of patience than anything else. What I'm going to try to do now, if I can. I think I managed it. I wanted to lure him up here without a friend. I didn't manage to do. Oh. I knew that was gonna happen. And anywhere I can go, this is another enemy down just adding to it. Figured it would just be better to take the hit. I'm playing through this area. I'm hollow right now, or beef jerky as I like to call it, which means I'm not at the risk of losing humanity, only souls. And it's actually a really good way to explore areas that you are struggling with a little bit. This kind of gives you a chance to learn about the area. I'm gonna try practicing parlaying a bit. There we go. It's another really powerful skill that I forget that I have. You can see just how powerful the skill it is. You can't parlay everything. It's good to know that you can parlay these. I don't think you can parlay the big guys. You probably can. I'm not going to try to though. That's for sure. Oh my goodness. Drink a little bit of potion. Trying to get both of them right where we want them. Down. I'm gonna let this guy swing a bit. It's a game of patience. Watching. Easily frustrated, Dark Souls is a very infuriating game. I think that's what developers wanted when they designed it. They had some kind of philosophy about that at the very least. This is new. I don't think there's anything I can use here, but it's new. Guy here at least. Yep. Now we got ambushed by a second guy earlier. I think the second one is somewhere. I don't know where they came. They're that one. Hello. Or do I just drop down and go for the cheap kelp? I think I'm going to. Is he gonna come up? He's gonna come up. Okay. Let him climb. I'm gonna be careful because they have a point of immunity there for a second. If you swing too early, you can risk falling off. I've already done that once in this stream, so you've probably already seen it. So let him climb back up. I think that's the one that came and snuck up behind us earlier. So we should be able to do a little bit more of a private do-si-do with Big Boy again. Climb down this ladder. Grab our souls back. We should have a nice little bit there. And stand right here. Get this friend to follow us. Strike through walls, and little guy is following too. That is something I was trying to avoid, but there is actually a bit of a solution. I think I can take this guy out before my guy catches up. Which I could. Almost exactly like I wanted to. He's gonna... That is exactly what we needed. We paused to let him do his thing. I think it's right there. Yep. There we go. Right here? Nope. I'm trying to find that weak back point. He can rotate pretty fast. He does have a weak spot in the back, which does massive more damage if we can hit that. We're gonna let him come close. That's the attack we want him to do. lot of times you're going to find that there's one attack that you want an enemy to do. It's going to be a little bit easier to either dodge or kind of predict what's going to happen. Anyway. Okay. This gets us right close to that fog door. That fog door isn't necessarily what and the fog door is... maybe it is best if we go through the fog door. I'm gonna try... There was one thing I wanted to try with Mr. Lovecraft. Monsieur Lovecraft. Again, assuming genders. Shouldn't do that. This guy. So let's see if we get close. He's going to strike. Can I actually damage him? And I'm not going to try that again. But I remember if we can get up here. I'm wondering if we can do a fireball in its mouth, right in the middle. It's either going to be incredibly dangerous because it's going to have a bunch of like tentacles shoot out, or be completely fine. I'm not sure. It's coming back up. Like, I don't think he died, because I didn't hear any kind of signs of him dying. Kinda don't want him to fall down again. Just because it's such a long climb for him to get back up. He didn't, so we're good. Okay. If I remember, yep, just the one. Climb. I was kind of hoping he would just fall further, but he didn't. We'll let him climb up. We're nice like that. We give him a chance. Here's some honor. At least I think I was being honorable. I think I gave him a little bit of a chance there. Help him back down here. You know, this is what intrigues me. Can I reasonably hit this guy? Fireball. They aren't doing anything. Those are hitting. Okay. So now we know. Fireballs don't seem to do anything, and that's not doing anything. Interesting. I honestly... This is one of those things where he's very familiar. I'm pretty sure I've seen him before. But he doesn't conjure up any immediate images. So I'm not sure if it's a distant memory or a recent memory. Not sure what's causing it. And I can't remember how or if you can get past him. It's always the hard thing when it's lost. But again, I don't have the strongest memory when it comes to a lot of things. So it can kind of always be a little bit tricky. So it's like, am I resorting to memory? Like, what's going on there? But for right now, we won't worry about it. We will just go approach the fog door. The fog door of drama. It's all fog doors. Okay. I'm actually pretty sure that this is just a new area one and not a boss door. I have been, yep, just a new area one. Could be a boss actually. But I'm 90% sure it's just a new area. Yep. Down further we go. Down to where nobody knows. That's this is Assassin's Creed, we could do like an eagle jump or something. Like walk out here, be like, eagle vision sink, and dive into a bale of hay. But this is not, and if I jump down there, I will probably die. Probably. But there doesn't seem to be anything else here. So maybe I will have to jump down there at some point. Feels so tempting. Oh, I can see what you guys might be doing. Is that... Oh. Is this a trick? If this doesn't lead to anything, I'm going to be a little bit mad. I don't think it leads to anything. Doesn't seem to lead to anything. Just felt like it'd be like some kind of secret. Or at least like an item with like humanity at the end of it. Kind of a strange little off room there, to be honest. Just wish we were in an area that I knew more. Oh, bug guy. Guy got some fire. 3 hits to kill. So not terrible. Didn't do a whole lot of damage, but my shield didn't seem to do much against it. So let's keep that in mind. Very easy to get behind. Not threatening one by themselves. They're actually the least threatening thing I've fought down here so far. That usually means that they're very dangerous in a group. And I'm having to go deeper and deeper down, getting farther and farther away from any semblance of the warmth of a cozy bonfire. Found sticky ledge. Oh, you cheeky buggers. I think I know what you did there. Let's see if I can... Oh, bugger. Exactly what's going on there, I hope. Mr. Dark Boy firing away. Just firing away at me. Okay. I could have sworn I had seen a bug here. Am I going crazy? Because I really can't afford a toxic. Actually, I probably could afford it just fine. Oh, the Wanderers! That is a really good item set. Anyone else see that? Yeah. This is Blighttown. And this area, it get a bit buggy. You've been warned. I'm not referring to the insect. It does get buggy. There's insects. But it also gets buggy. There's a lot of glitches and game stuff. Blighttown, I think it's much better in the remastered version. I'm not playing the remastered version. I was a little bit worried about that guy. There's like kind of glitch there, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. bug stuck in the floor. Buggy. Oh, there's another one. Right there. Lots of them. We're just gonna keep taking it slow. Trying to figure out the best way. Okay, so they have some upward swing. That's what I was trying to lure out, though, was if there were any of these guys. They're easy to kill. You know what? I'm just going to go for G's here. Let's see how you guys like Pyromancer. The answer is we're not going to find out because I don't. I'm just going to panic swing. They're slow though. Uh-oh. Get on to land. Is that a dead bug? That one is a dead bug. There's something you might notice is that's a head and a body. Because these things, it's like part of the Dark Souls lore. If you look at a lot of the creatures, you can kind of see these vague semblances of humans they were before they became these kind of twisted monstrosities. Not all of them. Some of them are just legit bugs. These ones, you can kind of see the remnants of kind of the people. So they were people at one point. Now here's where things get tricky. As you can see when we're standing in that water, our bleed builds up. And we move slower. I kind of want that. I don't have anything, I don't think at least, that gives any kind of help with bleed. We are going to grab that though. We're going to do some tasteful rolls, and we're going to get back. Oh, it's poison. That's actually good news, because I do have plenty of things to help with poison. Called plus. We are going to use that. I know that was probably a waste, but I'm going to want it. Be at full health for this. We're going to put our poison moss there. And we are going to begin to do some mad dashing. We're going to just try to dash between bits of land. And then let our poison wear off as naturally as one can. You see, this is a very dark game, so we're dealing with a lot of not being able to see what's kind of going on in the background. These guys are easy to deal with when they're flying on our level, which for the most part they will be in this area. Okay. Come on. This bug's the one that kills me, so help me. Okay. We're out of Estus flasks, so we're just gonna keep our poison on hand now. It's not really a good place to be right now with no Estus flasks. But it's where we are. Do what I can. Stun the things that are dangerous. Our goal is to find bonfire. Not some big guy with a rock. That's right, big guy with a rock. You can pull the rocks out of the ground. Come on. Okay, so he's got some kind of attack like that. Easier to deal with the club guy. Oh, except when he does that. What do you give me? Nothing. I really, really need a bonfire right about now. Or a second rock guy. Heavy hit. Still stand by it. Easier than club guy. Even when you do the entire speed dash thing. Great club. That's not a bad thing. Just got to find... Is there not a bonfire anywhere nearby? There's gotta be one somewhere. You know, there just... Can't be nothing, but we might be dealing with nothing, it looks like. We can use the light from here to kind of get a look at what's going on over there. Because once we get out there, it's going to get much darker. Got a whole bunch of boulder people over there. Let's do a bit of a dash. Is that... It's a bug, I think. Not a bonfire. It's okay. That is totally fine. We are just going to go... Okay, that's the body. And the body still wiggles. Messes with you, man. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like it. I'm gonna keep the purple moss out because... Not sure what sound like this platinum is just hit. Just praying. There's gotta be a bonfire around here soon. There's gotta be one here soon. See, every Dark Souls level has... Okay, it's like an elevator. You can handle an elevator. Where's the elevator lead, though? wasn't what I was hoping for. We're gonna do something bold. We're gonna do something bold to buy us more time. These heal you. It's risky. This might be a trap as well. So we are going to use Lloyd's talisman to verify it first. Seems legit. Open it up. That's sorcery. We don't use those, but at least now we know. Okay. Is there nothing else this way? Got a little bit of breathing room. Part of the reason why I use that humanity there is I know it's more risky. I don't really actually have a way to heal further, but it was enough to kind of calm me down. Just a little bit. Give me a little bit of what feels like breathing. Oh. See a bit of hiding. Oh, that is maybe exactly what I'm looking for. Depending on what's up here. This area is full of just little piddly guys who are doing a whole lot of harm to me. There's a bug. There we go. Bugging me. Haha. Oh, is there not one here? I just really want either a shortcut or a bonfire. Okay, I feel like we might be working our way towards a shortcut, though. Because there's Mr. Squiddy Boy. Let's climb down here again. Noticed this earlier. That doesn't lead anywhere, but does this? Doesn't. There's gotta be somewhere we can go. Oh no. That's okay. That's gonna be a bit of a fallback, but that's okay. That's okay. We didn't have too much souls or anything like that. I did lose 2 humanity. We can make our way back to it. And I plan to make our way back to it. We might be calling it here for the night. I'm going to take a look at a couple things. Both of these... Neither of these are better. I mean, they're both... In terms of... Oh, actually, the Mark of the Sealer is not bad. Mask of the Sealer, not work. The weight, just the increase in weight isn't worth the little benefits you get. Well, I think here's where we're going to wrap up tonight's stream. It's been a bit of a quiet one. Anyway, we'll begin next stream on a good note. We'll go get our stuff back bright and refreshed and rested. In the meantime, I just want to thank everyone for watching and hope that you have a wonderful rest of the night. Please just remember, you know, real life's important and it can be hard sometimes. But go out there, do what you can to make the best of your life, and remember, you're always welcome back.